Hi guys, it's, what did I say, week 10, and here's the garden after I clean up and after the trellis is built. So here we go, big storm tonight, so we'll see if it survives the storm. Hopefully it will. So here's the trellis I built this week. We'll look at that in a second. Over here, I'm trying to learn to get better at my videography. This is our Swiss chard. I think it's called Swiss chard. It's Northern Lights. They all should have like different colored stems as they mature. And right behind there I have a little kale, and these tall ones are marigolds. A little tomatillo in the back with the blue forget-me-nots growing on it. And over here I have a big bunch of arugula, another Swiss chard, a little baby Swiss chard, and some kale that the caterpillars got, but we'll let them eat that. Everybody's gotta eat. And here's the huge marigolds. Kayla's sunflowers, which are 7 feet tall now. Here's the inside of the trellis. So sunflowers, I tied them to the trellis to hopefully save them in a storm. These are our new baby cucumbers, our second string cucumbers here. These are going to be a lemon cucumber and an Armenian green, which actually isn't a cucumber, but people say they taste the same. This is our cantaloupe, which, as you can see, goes up 8 feet. Reaches the top of the trellis. Got lots of little baby fuzzy out. Yes, please. Yes, please. Here is the cantaloupe. So here's a size reference with my hand. I don't want to pick them up because I let Ellie pick them up, and I think she had a lot of love for them, and I think it might have broken the stem. And these little guys, when they first come, are so fuzzy. See that? Here's a little baby one. Here it is going up the trellis. These are some 4 o'clocks, which should be blooming soon and are going to be just gorgeous. Here is my watermelon. So yesterday when I was stringing these up, I thought about it a lot. Do you string them up? Do you run them on the ground? Stringing them up means hopefully less bugs and pests. That's a little baby watermelon on top of that. Maceta, how do you say that? Flower pot. So do I run them on the ground? Do I run them up the trellis? Here's what I decided. I decided that these trees, these seeds, should be imprinted with all the genetic wisdom of the past 100 or so years, however long this variety has been growing. And these guys wanted to climb. I mean, these melons especially, this cantaloupe, no matter where I put it, it was climbing up the fence, it was climbing up anything it could find to climb. So I'm letting it climb. I mean, I think it needs more sun than it's getting, and I think it's going to find it on this trellis. So, and you can see just overnight, look at this, that it reached out its little tendrils and grabbed this. This vine, look at this, how it in one night, managed to grab a hold and make itself more stable. It wants to climb, it really does. Look at that, it's unbelievable. So most of the plant is up here climbing, but for each of them, the cantaloupe and the watermelon, I left the main lead to the first branch to give fruit is on the ground as a traditional, because I don't want to discount the hundreds of years of garden wisdom that says traditionally you grow these guys on the ground. Question is do we normally grow them on the ground because we don't want to have the trouble of having to add support to the fruit hanging, or does it actually do better there? That is the experiment here. These are our beautiful pumpkins, and they were last week on the trellis. I have horrible vine borer, I'll show you in a second, but I think they also just look magical growing on the ground here. Their flowers, I missed it. They were so huge and open this morning. I should have just taken the video first thing. I'm a little sad I missed it because these guys are definitely going to die. Look at that vine borer. So these are on the ground just to give them no stress if possible. And here I have some vine borer too. And I noticed on both of these plants, let's see if I can show you one. See that little white growth out of the joint? I don't know if these will reroot. I don't know, but I'm going to give them chances to reroot at these little intersections. Can hope. So here are my purple tomatillos, which are taller than me, so taller than 5 foot. Here's the mint. Cilantro and parsley patch. Oregano I found right there in the back in the weeds. Chives. Little itty bitty rosemary. Sage doing well. Tarragon. And one sprig of thyme. So everything came up. Not as much as I thought, but everything came up. The basil, I need to do a little bit of work on my basil. This is a little arugula coming up. I think that, I don't know if this is a lamb's ear or something else, but it's pretty and I'm going to let it live. The zinnias are doing awesome. Right into the tomatoes. This is the black Krim tomato plant. You can see how nice size these are. These are going to be like a purpley black color. Some more zinnias. These are the pineapples. It's a pretty good sized tomato. Not a whole lot of fruit on this one. What I think happened is I think it gave fruit over there and the deer helped themselves. This one has the mammoth. This is the, I mean, I don't know if you can even see my hand. That's a whole handful now. Every day it grows. And it is a whole handful, and there is just, let's see how big. Here's some more of this plant though, completely mangled, broken in like 5 places, starting to get blight. But I trimmed off everything I could. And hey, hopefully she'll give fruit, because that's the one I'm the most excited about. I think the pineapples are my favorite taste. This is the pink girl, who is the shortest of all of ours, and definitely has the least leaves. But I'll tell you what, she's really producing down here. Doing good. No blight at all. Nothing, just, that's nothing scary. It's just a little dead flower. This plant looks just gorgeous. This is the Brandywine. People love this tomato just because it's so healthy and really keeps off disease really well. I mean, you can tell this is just so healthy and happy. Our cherry tomatoes on this side are just amazing. This bush, I can't even get the whole, I have to stand way back here to get the whole thing. It is like 6 feet wide, growing in every direction. This is the one that the deer tasted. And you can see we're starting to get fruit. Not first tomatoes. You saw my first tomato experience. But these are ripening. This is going to happen in the next few days. We're going to have, this week, we're going to have at least 100 grape tomatoes if we're lucky. Because this one over here, actually, no, we'll have like 25 this week and another next week. Look at these guys. I mean, they're just so beautiful. And this broken branch here is full, 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 full. So those are the tomatoes. You can see I added in some lateral supports on these just because they're so big. And I'm afraid of the winds tonight. The little transplant, Mom always asks about him. He's over here. He looks really happy and healthy. He's got 2 little tomatoes. Oh, 3. And, oh, more babies in here. You can see that. There you go. It's hard for me to reach. But hopefully, you know, I don't see a whole lot of flowers, but we'll see what happens. It's a nice experiment. Here are the eggplants, doing great. They're really starting to fill out. My beans, as you can see, are done. They're, yeah, we'll pick whatever they give this week and then pull them out. This eggplant's a nice height. It's up to my knee. That's my knee. A little higher, I guess mid-thigh. Here is my lettuce patch. This is arugula in the front row here. These arugula I planted like 10 days ago. And they're already this tall. I cannot believe it. In the middle there, that's romaine. It's got to get picked today. It's starting to fall over and not look as nice. And in the back, I planted last week some kale and Swiss chard. And the babies are just starting to come in. And here's the cucumbers. And they're getting really big. I've been waiting to take this video to take these guys, to cut them. These are little pickle ones. These are the perfect size for pickles, and they're so beautiful. They're called like a French pickle of some sort. And they're just beautiful and delicious. Super size, another big one. Two little babies next to it. You can see this plant is just, well, plants. Ooh, even more in here I didn't see. Look back there. So, lots and lots of cucumbers. Lots and lots of wasps. I don't know if you can see that. Alright. So here's the garden. Oh, I did have something exciting to show you over here. I got just a few peas. Not many, but just a few. These poor little plants, they did their best. Turnips, they're not going to do anything. I should just pull them out. I think I'm going to pull them out and I might plant all lettuce back here. Because I think lettuce, maybe some radishes. I think we will eat more of that. Gourds are doing great. I haven't seen any. You know what? I haven't really looked. Let's see if we see any gourds growing in here. Let's see. It looks like I might have a little vine borer over here too. Let's see, any little baby gourds? Maybe not yet. You know, we don't need them until Thanksgiving, so we'll give them some time. This little zucchini, I think he isn't getting enough light, but I'm a little worried. I've noticed that the stem, yeah, that's what I was worried about. I think it got some bugs to it. It just doesn't look that healthy to me. We'll see. Zucchini is still angry at me, but I'm really hoping this week he gets over it and gives us some zucchini again. I wonder if the plant was just, I flipped it, and I think it was just too much for the plant. I wonder if what they do is that I wonder if what I actually have is vine borer here. It might just be a done day for this guy. Maybe. My other thought was that since I turned this guy over, he might not have. The zucchini, I don't know if they could come in off of any side. But see, that one didn't mature, and there you can see it kind of rotting back. Now this is my other cucumber plant. It's the one that Ray gave us, which gave us our first cucumbers. Woo! Surprise one down there on the bottom. I'm glad I got in here. I wouldn't have known about him. But yeah, this plant just has a ton of cucumbers on it. It's doing really well. I'm surprised this little teepee trellis could hold it.